Conference will now be recorded.
Well, I'm like, why are the most senior people who are making more money buying the donuts? I think the person that's making the least amount of money feel like you guys. Shall we get started?
Turn the mic here. I'll go around and turn everybody
I was
on.
like, I don't know what the button is. No, I
There you
don't.
go, you got it. Oh, no, be up that one.
Is that one?
There you go.
Cool. Gotta be very careful with how you touch it or it gets very upset at you. Kind of like my 2-year-old. All right. It is now 6:02, so we're a little behind, but we will call this meeting to order. Let's go ahead and review and approve the agenda.
There is one change since I sent it out to you guys, and that's to discuss the park board member terms. So 7E.
That we've already said that. Be the next president.
Wow.
I don't recall. I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda for Monday, October 6th of 2025.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Let's look at the minutes and approve the minutes from the September 8th meeting.
A motion to approve the minutes from September 8th of 2025.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Accounts payable.
We already gave approval for that tree removal, didn't we? That 840? I thought we did it like a
Was
previous
that a
meeting.
couple months ago?
That was the East Park one.
That one should have been for 700 East Park, should have been, yep, for the spading.
I'll check.
The 840 removal, I'm trying to think.
Yep,
of which
you're
one.
right. It's in the minutes from last month, East Park, 700.
That was probably the Park Road for the emergency road out.
Ah.
Those trees,
Oh, okay.
trees and stumps.
Okay, cool.
Yep, I do that for the list. Yep, and clear the emergency road, please.
I'll make a motion that we approve the accounts payable for the amount of $4,635.29.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve accounts payable. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. No public comment tonight. All right, we'll jump down to unfinished business, pool update.
Yes, all kinds of stuff to update there. Well, Aaron was on the meeting.
Yeah, the council meeting.
Yep.
Yeah, I jumped on and listened to the last council meeting. There's some good stuff.
So we're out for bids. It was supposed to have run in the September 19th and the 24th paper. Hopefully they were in there. I didn't look for them, but that's the bid ad. On the September 25th, they were in the plan rooms, and there's been several calls. I get a couple of calls, one or two today, and then Burbach was getting a bunch of calls before they even put the plans out there. We have a pre-bid contractor awareness meeting on Thursday, October 9th at 2 PM right in here. And so we're inviting any and all local contractors, reaching out. Burbach is also researching the area and reaching out to all the subs and any general contractors they can find. I sent it along to the ad along to Knutson and Kraus Anderson because they both expressed a lot of interest along the way. Kraus Anderson called me every few weeks asking about it. So hopefully we get a lot of contractors there, a lot of local contractors, because during that meeting, Burbach is going to want to know if anybody wants to donate any materials, labor, things like that. We have someone who stated they want to donate the roofing materials and the labor to put the roof on. We don't know if that's asphalt or metal roof. I'm assuming asphalt. But if it's donated, we'll have an asphalt roof to start with. We'll move into a metal roof later on. And Shannon Bauer is going to donate the gutters and the labor to put the gutters up for the building. So that little bit helps, and hopefully there'll be some other ones at that meeting that say, yeah, I'd like to donate whatever it is. Bid opening will be Tuesday, October 21st at 2 PM in here. Burbach handles all of that. There'll be a bunch of sealed packets they're looking for. And I thought they want electronic and sealed, but they're gonna just open them and read them out loud. And then they'll take all that back and do all the due diligence on making sure everything that was supposed to be there is there. And they're all qualified bidders and qualified subs. If they don't know somebody, they'll do a quick background check to dig into to subs. We'll be able to provide a, hey, yeah, we know them type thing. But that'll be in preparation for a special meeting of the council on October 23rd. The way this went was I talked to Mike Flaherty because we're kind of debating on, should it be park board approving the bids or awarding the bids, signing the contracts, all that good stuff. And so I asked Mike Flaherty, and Mike basically said it could be, but how is the bid ad written? Well, the bid ad was written as the city council, which is done in most communities. And in talking to Burbach, that's the way they write it. That's the way they write it in every community, pretty much. We're a little different because we have a statutory park board, and not a lot of communities have a park board with the powers that you guys have. But long story short, the council has to do the awarding of the bids. You're all welcome to be there, but if there's going to be more than the two of you there, then I have to post it as a park board meeting as well. So, you'll get all the information anyway. You'll have all the information probably ahead of time on October 21st. I can let everybody know where the bids are at anyway. Hopefully 300,000-400,000 lower than Burbach estimated.
I got a question, if you don't mind. Is it strictly going to be based on price or reputation or locality or?
Well, the way it's written, and our city attorney, the low bidder. But the way it's written is qualified, and Burbach has relationships with a lot of contractors, and if it's someone they've had bad experience with, then they're gonna.
So there is some discretion.
There's some discretion.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's good, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Burbach's running the whole thing. We're kind of along for the ride. And then Flaherty will be part of it as well to ask those type of questions and make sure everything is done correctly, so we don't get ourselves into a problem later with someone suing us for choosing a bidder that wasn't necessarily lower for whatever reason, and that can lock a project up for a long time. We've talked about that before with road projects too. You don't necessarily have to take the lowest bids, but if you don't, you can end up in a lawsuit and your project is on hold while you go through that lawsuit, which is not usually a good thing. A lot of times it'd be best just to Because you've got the dollars in there, what's that called? The dollars you hold back, retainage. You got the retainage to hold, people accountable, contractors accountable. So it's very rare that you would not award to the lowest bidder. But you can have some.
Unless it's
some
wrong.
say. Huh?
Unless it's wrong.
Yeah, well, yes. They were pretty difficult. I got the tail end of that when I came. But yeah, there's some of them that would be hard to award to, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yep.
Yeah, so then demo, we did not start demo. Gas is still hooked up. So we're waiting on them to disconnect the gas. And then there's a little bit of asbestos in some of the caulk and a couple other places that need to be taken care of. Depending on who would get the excavation bid, if it's the same contractor, then we'll hold off demo and that contractor will just do a demo and then write an excavation. But we don't know yet. But we're gonna hold off demo at least until just before the start, because then we don't have any temporary fencing to deal with. And
Right.
the Covered Bridge Festival kind of came and went. We had a big excavator out there right over the banner, which was kind of cool. Hopefully some people saw it. We had a banner down by the stage down here that Chris and the guys put on a big sandwich board for us. So that was nice. Yeah, so that's what I know. The whole debate on if we have a gap in funding will be a council decision. When it became apparent that we might have a gap, I contacted Ehlers, our financial advisors, and said, hey, what do cities do if they're in this situation? They said, well, they do one of two things. They either do an abatement of the area around the pool and capture all those taxes until the gap is paid back or paid off, or you do an interfund loan, which is less legal fees and can be less interest too, depending on if council wants to charge interest or not, or modest interest, and the term can be set by the council, 10 years, 20 years, if we want to make it, not hit the levy so much. Do a 20-year term, just like the bonding, with the thought that we'll keep fundraising and then it'll be paid back quicker anyway. But it would hit the levy less. So there's all kinds of decisions yet to be made. We'll talk some more about that at the work session on October 15th. And then, of course, before awarding bids, we'll need to talk about whether or not there's, a desire to fill the gap. If not, then we'll have to go to value engineering and build to the dollars we have, which is gonna be about $3,700,000. I'm hoping a few more donations come in. Build a $3,700,000 pool rather than a 3.46 or 26, whatever it is, $1 million pool, which politically that's not good either because they didn't vote for that pool. I don't know, I'm of the opinion, and it's my job to look out for the interest of the community. I don't make the decisions, but my recommendation is we need to look at the gap funding and get the amenity in place. 71% of the people voted for it. If you do a statistical deal and you ran it on the general election, even if we had 3,000 voters, it's still going to be a pass. It's still going to be a majority of the citizens want that pool. A couple of percent of the levy or less, depending on the term of an internal loan. You have the pool. And if you don't do it now, it's another 400,000 in inflation. So my recommendation will be that, hey, I think we need to strongly consider an interfund loan. But again, it's a council decision and there's arguments, very valid arguments both ways.
Yep.
It's more than what the citizens voted for. Absolutely it is. But nothing's underhanded, nothing's hidden, it's all out there. I talked at length about it down at the park with anybody who wanted to know or asked, or some people that didn't even ask, talked about the potential gap and how we could fill that gap. So And that's what our financial advisor said. Yeah, this is what you do. Okay. But hopefully we won't have much of a gap if the bids can come in a little bit low. And there's a lot of interest, so that's good. The more interest, and the more we let everybody know there's a lot of interest, that tends to drive the bids down.
Yeah.
So see where it goes. Hopefully timeline would be, so in the ad, it's May 31st completion, substantial completion, punch list completion in September, because there'll be some things along the way, but it'll be able to be open. We're also going to offer an alternate just to see if that improves the bids, an alternate for opening towards the end of July. So we would have a month basically of it open. But if that improves the bids by quite a bit, that might be a sacrifice that we have to make. I lost my first night of sleep, or part of my first night of sleep about this last night. I got to thinking about it about 2 a.m. and I could not go back to sleep. It was 3:30. You said the same thing.
Yeah,
About 3:30, I thought, geez, maybe I'll just get up and go on the treadmill and then head to work. But, yeah, so there'll be some more sleepless nights between now and the 21st on the bid opening.
Did you say the bid opening was at 2?
2 p.m. on the 21st, yep. Right in here. And whoever wants to be here is welcome to be here, but if we're gonna have a quorum of the park board, then I'll need to know that ahead of time. And, well, the council will be there, it's a meeting, so
I won't be here.
I just posted it. You won't be here?
I'll be in front,
Where are you heading?
Frontenac.
Frontenac, okay. Yeah, sorry, I had to spring that on it was either that or I was thinking about calling a special park board meeting, but and the reason we have to do it on the 23rd or want to is because we want to be in the ground November 3rd to get excavation completed before it freezes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, of course, winter will dictate a lot of how much gets done. But I'm just going with Burbach and what they're telling me. They build these pools, I don't, so they're still saying, nope, we can do it, we can get it done. Okay. That's the pool update.
All right.
Any other questions?
I don't think so.
I think we got to do whatever we can do to get this done.
Well, another
That's
option.
my opinion.
Yeah, if the bids come in high, another option is gonna be to go to the voters and say, hey, we're gonna have to, throughout this pool, we're gonna have to do another $1.5 million because we gotta cover the inflation for backing up a year.
Yeah. We got to get this done. This is, how long have we tried to get this thing done? 15 years? I mean,
Yeah, it was, I
my goodness.
It's been a minute.
think Burbach was hired, 2 years before I came. Something like that, so.
It's time to get it to the finish line, whatever we need to do. It's
Yeah.
just, it's painful now. We got to get it done.
Oh, and fundraising wise, the Donnie and Frank days will be dedicated to the pool again. Tickets, oh yeah,
Tickets right here.
I've got tickets too.
But you want these are lucky tickets. Right there.
No.
Did you sell low on last year, that one? And then there's some other ideas. Committee seems to be a little more energetic again, so that's good. It's getting closer, so they're pretty beat down. We're trying to fundraise and seemingly only being at, I mean, that's a lot of money that was fundraised already. And I'm hoping once things get going, it ramps up and we'll keep going out to the paper with some updates once we know we're going forward. And also get out there to the citizens and say, hey, if every citizen gave this much, we'd be there to try and generate part of that. Those that are soliciting the bigger donations are, of course, asking for a bigger donation because that's, in retrospect, that's what you do. You go to a bigger company and say, hey, I need $500,000. Can you do $500,000? It's a great amenity for, no, well, what, can you do 400? Rather than saying, well, what can you do?
Right.
While also offering the, what can you do, $10,000 a year over 5 years? Because if we're going to do an intra-fund loan, that all helps to lower the debt service that would be passed along to the levy if we've got some of that money coming in incrementally over those number of years, in which case you pay it off quicker. So. Oh, and the 501c3, yep, Ridge Festival has been very gracious in letting us use their status, their 501c3 status. So we're going to get people applying. I don't want too many people with that number though. So I told Bretta, maybe we, designate a couple of people to apply to Walmart, Quick Trip, Target, all these places that need a 501c3. And if you can snag, 5 or 10,000 from a bunch of those, then you're whittling away. Shields, I can't remember, there's any of those bigger businesses, they all want a 501c3 and they're all online. You just go out and fill it out. And then, so the committee's doing a great job. They're keeping on trying, so. Now I'm done.
Are you sure?
I keep thinking
I
of
mean,
things.
it's fine. I can sit here. It's fine. I don't have to put the kids to bed tonight, so.
Oh, no.
I get to sit here and my husband gets to struggle with that, so. New business, tree nursery. I don't exactly remember what that one was about, but I think.
I think we discussed starting over in the tree nursery. Is that kind of where we're, that last meeting? We, with that last spading job we did with those 2 trees, that was kind of the last 2 viable out there. So I've just been talking with Chris a little bit about it. We can self-perform, the removal and everything with the city equipment. The trees aren't big enough now. Our payloader will pluck the stumps out of there and stuff, and we could go back to a clean slate if that's kind of what everybody's wanting to do, or
There's nothing viable there at all anymore?
not that can be moved. Everything's oversized now.
We got to clean it up.
The last 2 we took were maxed. I mean, they were, and that's a 65-inch tree spade, so that's about a 6-inch tree, so.
Yeah, we got to clean it up.
Yep.
What's his name? Mark Behrens would be very interested in helping out again if we were going to do that. He's called me frequently about that the last several years.
Yeah, just gonna be varieties of what we want to put back in and to what extent do we want to have. I mean, I think the street projects, that's all, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's bid, like replacement trees are all bid. The contractor's there, so we won't need anything from there, but it would be kind of our replacements or whatever throughout. So I don't think we need a ton.
No, we don't want to do a ton because they
Right,
grow.
right. So
Yeah.
Or
a little bit of thought.
maybe it's phases, you do a certain number now and then 2 years later, a certain number more. And then,
Yep, and it states the age of them and stuff like that, so.
yeah. And that's, what kind of dollars are we talking on that?
Yeah, like I say, we could self-perform it with the city equipment, but I don't know
And then just
exactly how that
just
works. Does that have to be billed back or?
Yeah, I would assume that would be park board. Somewhere, we come out of park board funds from somewhere, but maybe we can find out what a cost might be.
Yeah.
To do what we want to do, at least to start with.
Yep.
And then have a line item every year for a few more trees in there.
And what kind, and what kind you recommend too, if it's the same or something different or replacements or whatever.
Yeah.
We got to have a stock to think about it. If we get bad storm coming through or something, we got to replace or keep the big ones if one goes out to put another one in.
Just along the park road there.
Yeah.
As the treatments quit working, we're gonna lose a few of those along the way, I guess.
Correct. You would definitely think there's some grant money in there somewhere for some trees or something there too.
I would think so.
I know Mike is very passionate about that type of stuff, so I'd be surprised if he doesn't have something up his sleeve already for something like that.
Right.
We can, I can cut CETA loose on it too. Looking for grants or grant people.
Especially if it's year over year type kind of thing. A few donations just to seed money,
So to speak.
so to speak.
Well, in Rochester, they have the mayor's Grove, I think, and the mayor donates a number of trees every year. Maybe we should talk to Todd.
Sweet talk, and we probably
Yeah.
plant them then too, right?
Might be, yeah.
All right, move on to park sign moving by the roundabout.
Oh, the monument?
I can't remember if
What-
that was
what-
you guys or if that was us that wanted that on this meeting.
What moving? Replacing?
I think at the last second, we were kind of talking about what should be down here where people actually look at it.
Yeah, that monument that's up there.
Oh, that one up there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
up
I was
by
thinking-
Quick Trip.
Oh,
The
yep.
roundabout, now I see.
That-
Yep.
It was on the town talk, someone had brought it up that said,
Yeah.
whatever it is, you can't even read it, nobody ever stops. That's just no parking, you have to park at Quick Trip to walk out to see it, whatever. And they said, whatever it is, it should be someplace where you could see it, so.
Didn't Schumacher's move these? Or who moved those? Because we moved these around
I'm
out
not
here.
exactly sure who brought those up.
But we can talk to Scott.
Yeah.
Do
And
we
see.
know what that monument says, what it's? Be nice to know.
Yeah,
what
it says
is.
something about a stagecoach trailer. I can't remember
I've never
exactly
looked
what
at
it
it.
was, but
I know, that's what I was gonna say. I'm
The
like,
person that talked to me about it, and
Out of
and it
time
was
to
either
read
that
signs.
one or one down here about a stagecoach trail, but some of the information on it wasn't actually accurate, is what he was telling me.
perfect.
Well, and let's see,
I know it was, it's kind of, I don't think it was in that location anyway, exactly. It might have been that area, but I think it's just, so moving it down here next to these wouldn't be.
right, still got history, but it was, Wayne Anderson talked to me and, Dave Grimsrud talked to me about it,
Nice.
about moving that just as an idea because there's no access to it.
Sure.
Well, and Kevin Kish stopped in, probably in the spring, and said that he had somebody that suggested that we should move that and they would be interested in possibly funding it.
Oh, cool.
And so I told them to come to a park board meeting and then they never came. So I don't know if somebody wants to reach out to Kevin Kish and see if he still
Wants to write
has
us a
that.
check?
Yeah,
Wants to
well, I don't
write
think
us a
it wasn't him.
He knows who.
It wasn't him.
But he knows a
Oh,
guy.
he knows a
He
guy.
knew, yeah.
He
and
knows a guy who knows
He
a
did say
guy.
the
Yeah.
person's name, but I'm not gonna put their name up there because he didn't come here and say it himself. So. But he kind of made it sound like he didn't really have time to come to the next meeting and he wasn't
Right.
sure about July and I'm sure, people get busy, so I'm sure he could have just forgot, but
If I see him across the road, I'll go over and ask him.
yeah.
Otherwise,
So if anybody
otherwise I
sees
know
him,
where I can find him for sure
yeah,
on Friday morning at Bridget's. So
yeah,
I'll just have to pop in there
yep. So if somebody
Take my
wants to
lumps
ask
from
him
those
about
guys.
that.
and I guess.
I even think before the funding, it'd be important to find out what the meaning of the monument is. And if we can't get to close to point of use or someplace that, has that historical landmark, that it goes someplace on public property, like out here by the Pioneer Trail or someplace close where we could put up additional signage or photos or something, kind of like we did with the covered bridge that says, here's where it was from this decade to that decade.
Mhm.
So if that monument has something to do with the old Dubuque Trail or something, we could put up an aerial photograph from that genre or something to say, this is what it looked like and it was just on the other side of Main Street but that way we wouldn't have to move it again. It wouldn't be in the
Right.
DOT right away but I do think that that person who suggested it is correct. It's really kind of wasted out there in the roundabout.
Sure, I read it when I was a kid. There used to be a picnic table up there. In the olden days.
Back before there was a roundabout.
I grew up without roundabouts, so I didn't know anything about roundabouts till I moved up here, so. In my defense, I still don't know about roundabouts that much, but it's fine. I know how to get out of them, so that's the important part. Okay, so we'll just jump down to Community Roadside Landscape Partnership Program.
So in your packets, the information that I gathered about that, we kind of talked a little bit about wanting some, can't remember who brought that up about the roundabout being able, they've seen some that have been, yeah, that they'd like to potentially landscape that. So if you go to this site or whatever, under the application, there's some questions there about that. I kind of just, so it's some basic information, like me as a contact, but then basically describe the location site project, state the goals and scope of your project, and then state the public participation and coordination that you've done with other programs. Examples like the DNR or watersheds, and then who will install and maintain the project, and then you write a local government letter to them with letterhead or whatever, and kind of just presenting your project to them, because there is, if you read through that, there is funding where they will do that, and we already currently maintain them the way it is, so. They're just kind of looking for ideas on, I mean, if you guys want to jump into that, maybe elaborate a little more, and we can put something together to submit that application. And it might, and for visibility factors and this and that, it might get denied at step one, you know, just for the fact that they don't want anything there or anything of a certain height or.
Right.
Right. Is that really a park board decision? Because that's really not park land. That's right in the middle of the road. That's more of a city issue or a DOT issue, isn't it?
Might not even be city, because that's a right through town, I don't know.
Right. It's kind of that
I know we were
state
given,
highway, county
Yeah.
highway, DOT, it's all kind of
Yeah.
up in the air thing. But I love the idea of making it stand out and be something different. I just don't know that they need the park board's permission to do it, but we
Right.
would probably be the right avenue to facilitate the request, maybe because we've done other things like that, like you're talking about in the park.
yeah, or even if you, I mean, if you're looking at the application or whatever, and you come up with something maybe a little more articulate than I can or whatever on the scope of the project, you know, or what you're, what you see or what you envision being there or whatever, and then we can
Wonder
carry the ball however that needs to be, but.
wonder if they'd give us some suggestions. You know, I don't know, but you gotta, it sounds like you gotta apply and they kind of look into what your request is and stuff. I'd like to say, could you guys come out and like take a look and tell us what you think, you know?
Yeah, it sounds, it's kind of a process, and they have a Southeast Minnesota representative for our area for that, and then they decide whether to initiate the landscape crew or not, or, you know, it's kind of a multi-step process.
Right. We can talk to Kevin Amundson. Councilman, he's been that guy, so.
Okay. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Why leave them the way they are? I mean, make them cool, you know?
I was always told we couldn't do anything.
Other than they hand us the maintenance when they're done with the project.
Would this also, would the area that we're talking about moving that plaque out of, would this qualify for that? Because it's right off
Yeah,
of
as
that?
part of that, it's still MinDOT, some are, some MinDOT.
I don't know.
I'd have to look at the map on that.
There was some turn back there.
See, I think that little area is definitely still considered the park.
Correct.
Yep, that section, and it's far enough away from the roadway that it was out of the easement or whatever.
Put some plants in there to
Yeah,
make it a
that
little
area up and-
something to look at.
I think when the school is gonna take out half of that sign that's up there too. Right, they wanted to put it down, by the softball fields. The, half of the state championships.
Yeah. Yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, let's keep going with that.
Right.
Maybe we can get flowers into that, say, Zimrota.
We could plant them. We have public works do that.
Yeah, they're gonna love maintaining all that.
Once these girls plant a American flag in their front.
Do they?
Yeah.
Then somebody will drive right through it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if we can't build in a flood zone, you shouldn't be building anything in the roundabout. That is not.
Danger zone. All right, we'll move on to park capital planning.
Yeah, I've been talking about this for a long time. And I think it's time we get going, leading into next year. You know, we talked about, well, hopefully, we'll see where we're at finishing everything else up here. I haven't heard on the grant yet for the Frisbee golf, but I know that there's a desire to look at the pickleball courts and hockey walls permanent down there, that type of stuff. But I think it'd be good to take a 10-year look. And we found that out too when we were applying for the campground grant, that it's good to have a capital plan, and then you start checking things off and say, this was our long-term capital planning over 10 years. We've already done this, this, and this, we help with this. And the grant people like that because you've got a plan. So what I'm thinking is a couple of park board members, when we just sit down with me and start brainstorming. I mean, anything from the park board, any of the members, bring it up, but then the actual planning or initial planning, just a few of us, otherwise it gets to be all over the place.
Right.
But I was thinking 2 members rather than just one from the park board. But at some point, it'd be nice to appoint a couple who are interested.
Well, there's 2 people
Mike
missing
and Mary.
tonight.
Just, we're right there.
Maybe we can do it next time.
We really like to voluntold the people that aren't at the meetings, don't we?
All in favor?
How much of that did you do? I was gone for like 3 meetings. How much did you sign me up for?
Exactly. So they'll teach you not to miss.
Right? Guess I can't have any more babies, that's what happens.
There you go.
All
So
right.
it's unanimous.
But, someone that's interested in doing that, maybe not appointed, because it'll be some work. Maybe we think about it and do it next meeting.
Yeah, when we have the other 2 here for sure.
Yeah.
Tell them
But-
they'll be here, otherwise they're getting voluntold.
No, and I'd be interested in doing that, Brian. I would, absolutely. I've done that kind of stuff in my day job, as they say, so
Sure.
pretty familiar with that kind of process.
Yeah, and and it can be as rigid as we want it to be. There are always gonna be some things that come up and think, oh, cool, we should look at that. But it would be a conscious shifting of projects around that, rather than, this came up, oh, let's do that, or this.
Right.
Yeah, it'd give us more of a strategic, like, roadmap on where we
Yeah.
want to go.
All good
Yep.
things, but at
I
least.
mean, we've kind of had that looser list before of priorities and
Yeah.
whatnot, but I think we could be a lot tighter on that.
Actual numbers and dates.
Yeah.
Fit it in the budget, we'll involve Kim as well, maybe just like the capital equipment schedule.
Yep.
Basically, things can shift and move on there, or our capital planning we did with the council. We can shift projects in and out of that based on, the needs at the time, but it does provide a template for spending, 6% levy increase to try to handle all that stuff. And then, unless you throw in pool bonding and that type of stuff. But with the park board too, then we can, what the budget is, what it is from year to year and how it grows. And these projects will fit in there based on years. It'll be fun, kind of. No, it'll be fun. It'll be good to get it done. It might not be
Yeah.
fun getting there, but it's a lot of work. But it's something we need to do, for many reasons, including writing grants too. Once it's in place, then we have a much better chance for grants, which we're gonna need probably something to help us with that road.
Mhm.
When we do that in 4 years after we build the trestle. Then we wanna do the road, oh boy, yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then next is discuss current board member terms.
Okay, so as you can see,
Don't test Miranda on the dates.
Yep,
Don't question her.
Don't test it.
after thorough review of the last 300 years of records.
From the secret notebook.
With the binder.
I stand
Mary,
corrected.
so Mary and Troy, their second terms will end at the end of this year, so we'll need 2 new members. I know in the past, we've done the website, Facebook, and the newspaper.
Word of mouth works the best.
Yes, so if you guys
Twist
know
somebody's
people,
arm and say, "Hey."
that does work the best. I don't feel like spending the money on the newspaper article really has been very fruitful in the past. feel like most of the things that I get, they've seen it from the website or on Facebook. And then of course, word of mouth, but, so I would recommend not spending the money right away. Maybe if you go a few months and you don't get anybody that shows interest, then maybe spend the money. Cause it's quite expensive actually.
What does it cost,
I
Miranda?
think it's like $75 a week.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's like throwing it.
Yeah.
More expensive if you go out and recruit, talk to people.
Yeah.
Make it known that there's openings.
Yep.
And when you're talking to them too, there's planning commission openings.
Yeah,
If you're not interested in the park board.
and there's
Yeah, the planning
EDA. Honestly,
commission.
every
We have
board has,
choices.
every board has openings right now. So if you or Mary want to hop over to another board, you sure can.
That's a great idea.
Park board for EDA.
Unfortunately, EDA, they are losing 2 members to moving out of town. And I don't remember,
One, who's the other one?
Connie
Oh, yeah,
and
Connie,
Tina.
Tina.
I don't know where the planning people are. I don't go to those meetings, so I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what I got for that.
We just wait really to just, or you can just put it on Facebook or whatever and we're just gonna skip paying.
Yep, and then
Cool.
if I get any between now and next meeting, I'll put them on so you guys could recommend them to council before January, but they would know that they wouldn't start until January.
Right, okay, that works.
Facebook, and I do the push, I suppose.
Yep, the cell phone notification, I'll do that too.
I wonder what people look at the bulletin boards.
I don't know.
Something out there too, just stick it up.
Depends on if it's at the grocery store or the
Well, that's
VFW, I guess.
Yeah, well, I didn't think about that. Our official ones are on the window here, the library and the post office.
Oh.
But yeah, we could put at the VFW.
Nielsen's, Dairy Queen Subway entry.
No.
Let's see, that's the only one I ever look at, because it's right when you walk in.
You can't miss it. All right. No reports?
Do you want to see it?
I can't entertain anything, Troy.
Do you want to see if Judy had anything in
Oh,
particular?
yes.
Okay. You can ask Donnie too.
Judy, are you there?
She is muted.
Yeah, did you want to bring something up?
No.
Oh. Okay,
Just tuning in.
cool.
Cool.
All right, well, then we can entertain something, Troy.
I'll make a motion to dismiss.
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right.
Anybody want the winning tickets? I got them here.
No.